declaration there about believing in public service, and if the Trump administration feels like they really got a good nominee here.
Well, I think they did. Dan, I apologize for my voice. They picked a guy who's been there before and essentially is a very credible, compelling witness. He's kind of steering through this nomination hearing. A couple of bumps in the road from questions from Democrats where he kind of answered them straight on, saying, I will not do anything against the law. If something is presented to me that is not right, I will not let it go forward. Pressed by Mazie Hirono there about whether he would recuse himself, he said, I'm not going to give up the responsibility of Attorney General. I don't have to by the rules. You know, he's basically laying it out by the rules of Listen, for all the hyperventilating that we get day to day here in Washington, that President Trump is going to fire Bob Mueller, that the whole thing is designed to squelch this report. This Attorney General nominee is not saying that at all. He's answered it probably 50 times in this hearing from Republicans and Democrats, saying, I'm going to put forward what I can put forward. Now, he won't commit to putting forward exactly the Robert Mueller report. It does go through the AG, who then transmits what he can that's not classified to both the committee and Congress and to the public. But if you could ask for a better witness, I don't know who it would be as far as a nomination for Attorney General.
And yet to come here in this hour, we believe, will be the first time that two 2020 presidential hopefuls on the Democratic side will have a chance to ask questions, and that would be Kamala Harris from California and Cory Booker of New Jersey.
Amy Klobuchar asked some questions, and she may very well be in the hunt as well when all is said and done on 2020. But look for Kamala Harris and Cory Booker to make points here, and I bet they go down similar roads about the Mueller investigation. And I venture a guess that since he's been around the block here, he's going to say something very similar in his answers.
All right. Well, Bret Baier, we appreciate you being on with us today, and I hear it in your voice. You might have gotten a little cold along the way as it's going around, indeed, but we appreciate you being here, following this hearing for us, and sharing your thoughts. And we will check in with you again, if not before special report. We'll see you at 6 p.m. Eastern for that show. Thank you. And we are waiting now for President Trump's nominee, Bill Barr, to return to the committee hearing room. You can see Lindsey Graham there. This is the first hearing that he has chaired for the Judiciary Committee as the new chairman. And we bring in now Shannon Bream. She is the anchor of Fox News at Night, but she, of course, knows the law like the back of her hand, and she's been following this as well. Shannon, tell me a little bit about the questions that the Democrats have had about Bill Barr and this letter that he wrote, memo that he wrote about the Mueller investigation, and how that's played into the questioning today.
Yeah, that's something that surfaced a few weeks ago after his nomination, and we knew that it was coming and would be a point of contention with the Democrats. He authored this memo, basically unsolicited, giving advice to the Justice Department as a former Attorney General himself from the early 90s, saying, listen, this obstruction of justice case that I think you're putting together with respect to this president, this fact scenario, this case, I don't think is one that's prosecutable. He warned them that just from his own legal analysis, it was about 18, 19 pages long, he didn't think they were on solid legal ground around. He didn't say that no president could be prosecuted or that no president could be guilty of obstruction of justice. He said simply in this case he didn't think it was so. There's been a lot of speculation about whether he wrote that memo as a message to the president, choose me as your next attorney general. He shot that down repeatedly, and right before that memo broke, I did get a call from several people, one especially close to this, saying the memo's going to pop up and here's what you need to know. Barr says the president had a conversation with him, interviewing him, talking to him about being the attorney general. They never discussed the memo. As far as Barr knows, the president wasn't aware of it. He says the president offered him the job, and then he flagged the memo for the administration, saying this is going to come up. People are going to think that this was me reaching out to you or messaging in some way how I would handle this as attorney general. But from Barr and those close to him, they say that it was never a part of the consideration, and the president, he and Barr never discussed it until after he actually offered the job to Barr.
Shannon, I've seen on Twitter today some Democrats saying that Bill Barr has shown that he would not be an independent person, that he is going to be somebody who will only try to protect the president. And I've watched a lot of this hearing too. I didn't hear that, but is that the sense you're getting, that Democrats are going to take that away from this hearing?
Yeah, I think so. And we've actually heard both sides of the aisle press him on this Senate Judiciary Committee, Republicans and Democrats alike, saying, will you make sure that you're independent from the president? Will you also work to make sure that the American public now sees the Justice Department, the FBI, as apolitical? And he said it was critical to him, and it was one of the reasons that he actually doesn't need this job, has a long and lustrous career. He doesn't need this, but he was willing to step in because he does care about the department and the people who work there so much. And he felt like, he said, I feel like I can contribute here, I can be a leader here, and it's the reason I've stepped up to do this job, because I think, trying to get morale back on track over there, but more important to the public, for them to see that this is an apolitical, neutral body that's going to enforce the rule of law regardless. I'm here to do that.
And Shannon, we see that William Barr has come back to the committee after a short recess. And we expect several senators to have a chance now to question Bill Barr, including, as we mentioned, Cory Booker of New Jersey, Kamala Harris of California, and also Senator Blackburn of Tennessee, who that'll be her first time having a chance to do so. Shannon, any thoughts on the upcoming questions this afternoon?
You know what, I think that you may have been the one who said it, that he's been a very cool customer. We've talked about how much he doesn't need this. He wasn't seeking it. He actually suggested other people when he was approached about this job because he didn't want to take it himself. I think it's going to be pretty hard to fluster him. He knows what the points of contention will be, and I think he's a pretty cool customer.
Let's listen in now, Shannon. Stay with us, Shannon. We're going to listen to Senator Kennedy now.
I understand you know Mr. Mueller.